important thing is to learn that most people who is suffering from mental illness can live an ordinary life. I won't say a normal life. It's ordinary to you. Normalcy is overrated. What might be normal to me might not be normal to you, right? The root thing is, one, to identify certain things. So I'm going to just, from my notes that I have done, just put on some points. So most people who suffer from borderline personality disorder or BPD, they have problems regulating their emotions and their thoughts. So they're quite irrational at times. They know everything, and you understand. So look out for these from early childhood, mid-teens. These are the time that these things start happening. It started with me when I was 8. Nobody knew until I was 14. All right. Impulsive and sometimes reckless behavior that has been in my life, and unstable relationships. And it doesn't have to wait until they reach teen, or you can watch around with their brother and sister, their cousins, how they deal with their aunties and uncles and everybody in the family. Look at that. Once you see there's a problem, try to take that child to the doctors. I know psychiatrists and psychologists are expensive, but there are the community hospitals. You can go there and you can either self-refer, or you can go to your normal doctors and just say to them, I suspect that these, I'm observing some traits, and these are the traits, and what do you think? I would like for my child and I to speak to a counselor so they can recommend the help. In Jamaica, it is hard because if you're doing it if you want it to be done fast, it's going to cost a lot of money. Last time I checked, 2018 was $15,000 to see a psychiatrist for 1 hour. So yeah, that is to be taught. And mental illness is more prevalent than we think. 5.9% of adults actually experience mental health in some part of their life. Whether it be mental health doesn't mean that you're fully mad. It could be depression, it could be anxiety, it could be anything like that. And those are symptoms that can lead to bigger diagnosis. If it continues, if you continue being depressed, if you continue being anxious, it can cause insomnia. And if you're not eating right, you have to be careful about what you're eating. Make sure, try to balance your pH. So to be diagnosed with a borderline personality disorder, there's about 10 or 9 symptoms that you can look out for, like fear of abandonment. And that is not funny because you fear to be abandoned and you're pushing people away. You're the one pushing everyone away, but we fear being alone. Well, I think I'm used to it now. Unstable or changing relationships. You don't want to know my life story on that. Unstable self-image, struggle with identity or sense of self. Impulsive and damaging behavior, excessive spending, unsafe sex, substance abuse, reckless driving, binge eating. I can tell you that probably only one of all of that I've not been involved in. Spending. When I'm upset, unfortunately, a psychiatrist did tell me about retail therapy. I will buy what I don't see. with money I do not have, so I have to cut up my credit cards. Unsafe sex, I've got all my children, and I'm thankful for those. I'm very thankful for them. I love every one of them. Binge eating, I will eat.
Stick up in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you bring that up. Because I listened to your speech, and that was bothering me. I wanted to ask you that.
Mm-hmm.
You touched two of them now, the two topics. While going through your list a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
You basically name two things that I need those answered for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
You see that unsafe sex that you just mentioned?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit further down, about 3 or 4 examples back down, you said cheating or something behavior. I don't remember what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm putting that with the fact that you said it was more of promiscuity than impulsive behavior.
Yeah.
So
I think
all of those factors collectively,
mm-hmm.
you said you went somewhere and you got pregnant. You went to the club. That was your second child, right?
Yes.
The second child you went to the club, you met a guy, you got pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking earlier when you told us about the vacation argument, and you got pregnant as well. So now that unprotected sex that you just brought up is relevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elaborate on that for me.
All right.
How are you getting pregnant so much the first time you meet somebody?
All right. So, all right. Here's the thing, and this is why I say I'm thankful for my children. I have been fortunate. A lot of people have not been as fortunate as me to have a child, because guess what? Getting pregnant is one of the least of your problems when you're having sex. The pregnancy is the least. You could end up with AIDS, HIV, any kind of. There's so many things out there that you could get when you're having unprotected sex. There is no excuse for someone to just get up and meet somebody and have sex with them. For me, I think I probably, can we use the H word? I was hornier than everybody else, and I just wanted to cool my thing. I did not know about masturbation at that time. Like, no, I am all long. I don't remember if my private parts don't remember me until I have to go to the bathroom. My husband is in Jamaica, so them time. Okay, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it.
Come on, you can talk. You can talk. You can talk freely. We even sometimes use a little bit of profanity, so you can talk freely.
Okay, so
every more free from time to time, so you're good.
A bit horny and just want to have sex, and it didn't help that I am allergic to latex. So every time it did not help.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
So that did not help, because when you know what, I go and eventually have sex and use a condom, I still have to end up at the doctor. I would have scratched out hell, and I've got, you know what I mean? So that I was like, well, and then I didn't learn about a lot of people, they frown upon toys, they frown upon masturbation. I didn't learn about masturbation. I thought I needed someone else to fulfill me. So my mileage went up by only just because of lack of knowledge.
But after you started traveling, you should at least be aware of different kind of condom. Sheepskin condom, 4 different condoms of legends.
But you know what? There's a sheepskin condom called Skin. It's very expensive, but it doesn't work. Me and condom just don't work. Even when I use Skin, I still, after a week, I end up with BV. It triggers my BV. You understand? So it is not as bad as, you understand, the smelly kind of, but I start smelling fishy. So these don't make me smell fishy. These won't get me pregnant. These won't get mad at me. I'm trying to behave like...
Stop it!
I'm trying to be. So like now I'm able to control myself. Because not even as I said, my girl don't remember that I am living until I need to go to use the bathroom.
Somebody on the live is asking, what about the women condom? Does that work for you?
No, I never. To be honest, I've never used it, but more than likely it would be coming from the same thing, like from either latex or sheepskin.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
some of them are made of latex, most of them.
Different shape or all of that. I saw some of that, but yeah. So like and like listen, before I allow a robot to do something like that to me, I cut my nails and I go to the bathroom. I'm
People, it's not ethics, so it's shame.
But the beauty about that is, it's not that I am I promoting masturbation? But it don't get you in trouble. I am not cheating on my husband. I am not getting a disease. I am not getting pregnant. You know what I mean? So
somebody on the live said, thanks for your honesty, sis. Many of us are so ashamed of our past, so we buried it and tried to forget it. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're most welcome. I am not ashamed of my.
Chinaman, big up yourself. You see up on the live, Chinaman. Big up yourself, Michi.
I'm far from ashamed of my past. My past, like you don't even.
Yeah, hold on. As you talk about your past, remember, say you said off the ear that we can talk about it on the ear. So let me make that clear. That you have 5 kids by 7 baby father.
No, 5 by 8.
5 by 8.
Bless up yourself and why not run
5 children.
You never wait for that. Because I don't want to touch your topic now, but I wait for the interview for one little bit longer. But
5 children.
5 youth.
5 youths. 8 dads.
8 baby father. I remember
anybody
I take more than that.
So you know what, like, to be honest, like as I said, I was promiscuous, and it just so happened.
She a good mathematician. What do you say? Kelly knew. She a good mathematician. That's all you need to know.
2,
Keep on going, honey.
6, 7, 8. Do you understand that one now?
Oh, she said 2, 4, 6.
4, 6, 7, 8.
7,
so
8.
3
okay, so
have 2, and 2 have their own. I know when saying so, don't try to come at me. I know all my baby father. Let me try to explain. When I was pregnant with one of my child, I was very sick, and the person who assumed responsibility was not the biological father. Actually, the biological father did not find out. I did not tell him, because that's why I was sick. I was told he was married, and it was not the truth. He did not know until he was 18 years old, until my son was 18 years old.
He did not know he was the father?
He did. He's never spoken to his dad.
Your son's father did not know he was a father until your son was 18 years old.
18, no. I made a decision because it was the right decision for my son at the time. But what they would say, the father the person who assumed the responsibility, he knew that it was, but the child was put in his name and not the biological father's name. So it was it was something that was agreed. No, I have another child. I won't mention the age. That relationship was not even a relationship per se. It was more like a rebound. It was a rebound. He was a man with a lot of ego, and I don't like men with ego, but
it something happened a while ago where your phone chip out. So repeat what you said.
Yes, somebody. My husband was actually calling me. I don't know if he's watching, but hi, babe. Sorry. Is it truth? I brought my autobiography. It's gonna come out. Well, what's the worst that can happen?
So Yolanda, your husband know that you're doing this live, and you would be totally honest and candid.
Oh, I never lied about anything. Anything he doesn't know, he didn't ask, or we haven't reached that part yet.
Okay, so you might say something on the live tonight that might shock him.
No, man, I have never said to him that I was a saint.
Good evening, Mr. Elva. Good evening, sir. Even though we haven't met, good evening, sir. I don't know your name, so I'll call you Mr. Elva. Good evening, sir.
Mr. Sir, for now. Okay, so with that partner, he had a lot of ego, and I started cheating with someone else. I was working away in St. Anne, and I met a lovely man, and he wasn't that cute, but he was lovely. He had such a heart, and even though I was engaged before, and I thought that was the first man I loved, this guy, he taught me to tell people that you love them. He told me, he was a man who told me, remember, that's like where the first man to tell me that he loves me. Nats, where's she?
No, I'm here.
He was the first man to tell me he loved me, and he showed me love, and he showed me compassion.
He was the first man to tell you he loved you?
Yes.
What age were you at then? Break it up and then give me.
Remember, I'm speaking part truth here. We left a little bit of it out. So I was not we're talking about 2004. I met in 2003. So
all right, continue. You're not going too far. You just don't have a time frame. You don't have too much detail to get me in that trouble. But you don't have a time frame nowadays.
I can't get in trouble. So what happened was at that point, like, he loved me so much and I loved him, but he used to give me bun. I used to get bun. I used to get the bakery because he was such a nice person. Everybody wanted a piece of him and he didn't know how to say no. And at times we had issues. We had issues. And unfortunately, he passed 2013, 2012 he passed, unfortunately. But we weren't together when he passed, like, because I broke up with him and went and got married. I went and got married to somebody else, to my husband, who was abusive. And then when
I love, big up yourself. You see up on the page, Jenna. Big up yourself. Sorry about that.
The twins as well. It did not belong to my abusive husband.
What?
The boyfriend. The twins are not allowed. The twins are not a part of it. We're talking about living children. Those are the living children, yeah? So the twins did not belong to my husband. But he was abusive, and I was angry, and I was being vindictive, and I did not know that I would get hurt so much from being vindictive. Because he used the word to me. He says, money talks and bullshit walks. Because he had loads of money, he had his big house in Jamaica, he has his big house, he has 2 properties in the UK, he had everything he wanted, he thought he could, But them times, to be honest, I wasn't flying at the back of no plane. I was like, question. So, yeah, so the twins, and then it became my youngest child. So I went to Jamaica single, met up with an ex who if he sees it, he's gonna have a heart attack. Met up with an ex who I loved off when I was going to school, and we had a thing. He thought I was rich or whatever. He was using me, and I wanted the D, so we did our do. And in December, he didn't look for me in December. So Grand Market night, no, before Grand Market night, I met somebody else. And I was going to uni here, doing my journalism and media course. And we didn't do anything Grand Market night. He just hugged me because I was tired. I did my son's birthday party, Grand Market Day. So he came back and looked for me on my mother's birthday. And then a little thing did go on and I liked it, and another little thing did go on, and then I liked it, and another little thing did go on. So like we had relations for about 2 weeks where my partner, and at that point was when I was ovulating. By the time the partner came, he came one day and we were talking, but the other guy knew that he was on other people's premises, so you know. And we did use a condom, and it did break the first time, and because it broke and everything, where I say, and I don't do plan B because I've always wanted 6 boys, to be honest. I got 5. Some idiots inside of me tell me I'm telling you, that idiot, I would rather have a talk with that idiot now. Tell me I wanted 6 children, so no plan B.
Yeah, but you didn't know him like that. So, I mean, if you don't...
It wasn't about the dad. It was about the baby. I care for my kid. Yeah. I have a problem with having relationships that big. So I was worried about him. I was thinking about the baby. So like in January, I found out I was pregnant. So I told the 2 men I was pregnant. I sent the picture to both people, so both people think that I'm carrying their baby. But daddy number 2, he knew I was trespassing, and I said to him, I've got problems in the UK because I was financially bankrupt in the UK. So I said to him, don't say anything to anyone. I told him straight, this is your baby. I gotta go over to get help from the government. So just keep your mouth shut. I knew it might, because I started getting really sick as well. I knew it might involve social services. So yeah, I done that. Came over, asked for help. That's another long story. Social services